Tonight on Podcast Them Down, more NBA Metalness. Cast them down. Hail Metal Nation, it is we, Podcast Them Down, Tim, Matt, Doug, Mike, not in that order. And we are continuing, going through all the NBA teams and deciding exactly how metal each one is, so we ultimately will determine the most and least metal NBA teams, and also which divisions. And I don't know if Mike is aware of this, but since our rating system is completely objective and sport independent, we can also compare it to other sports.
Oh, all right.
So we can take NBA, NFL, CFL, MLB, and mash them all together and see which teams are the most metal out of all the franchises, leagues, sports, etc. Isn't that wonderful?
It is.
All right, without further ado, we are going to do the Southeast Division, starting with the Miami Heat. Careful.
Sorry.
Are you... Not that funny, jeez.
Right, it is once I vocalized the thought that was in my head versus that image.
Miami Heat joined the NBA in 1988. The Heat logo is one of the most popular NBA team logos, a flaming basketball flying into a basketball hoop. Its original logo was created in 1988. The Miami Heat redesigned 1999 logo switched the color palette to a darker one, and the basketball was drawn in muted red with yellow ends. The ring became white. The flame of the T was also tweaked and went a bit to the right. That's some stellar writing right there.
That's beautiful.
I swear these are all like public domain versions of the logos.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It looks like a shirt you would buy in Ocean City.
Yeah, exactly. Bootleg, right outside the arena.
It has some kind of like penis pun in it. Handle your balls.
Yeah, I mean, so to me, all right. As we were talking about Miami Heat, I was kind of thinking about what this evoked in me, and all I could think of is humidity and like your balls sticking to your leg, and then the logo is just a drooping testicle. Right.
So a ringed drooping testicle.
Yeah. And then furthermore, they're like the yellow flame ends, but there's no gradation. It just goes from like muted red, and then we're left to like fill in our own. We let our imagination take us from muted red to yellow.
Well,
which I think is a cop out.
It used to have a gradient.
And it used to have a black ring, and it looked so much cooler.
Yeah, I think someone in New York said you all have to redo your logos like they were made in 1958, and that's everyone we've scored so far.
Yeah.
So I mean, the text looks like, I don't know. It looks like it should be on Knight Rider. Like the logo for Knight Rider should be in the font used for Miami Heat.
The little squibble and the T doesn't work at all.
No. So
It works on the jerseys. It looks better, I think, on the jerseys than it does here, where it just says Heat. And I'm not saying it works well, but it works better.
I think what someone did was they took Miami Heat, the word, and they were carrying it, right? And they're like, "Oh man, it's hot." They put it down on the hot sidewalk to wipe their brow, and then when they picked it up, oh shit, the tea melted.
And there you go.
It's like, oh shit, this looks too fonty. Just add a squibble.
What bothers me more is the A's. The A's seem inappropriate with the other letter sets.
I think they're going for that 80s Miami Vice thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't. There's nothing. Okay, yeah, Miami is just hot and it's sinking and
drooping.
Full of drooping. It's full of delicious food. But nothing about that makes me want to go outside and play basketball. Like neither does the word heat. It just sounds miserable. Yeah. And suffering is metal. So I'm going to give it a perfectly neutral 5, which this is the first 5 I've given out. So I'm putting it right between the Bucks and the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like suffering.
all Miami sports teams have a problem that
Is that
everything
that they're in Miami?
Yeah, well, but that's because Miami is such a fun, great town. The last thing you'd want to do is just crowd into an arena and watch it. This is a powerhouse team. They had like the third longest winning streak in NBA history. The Shaq era, the LeBron era. This is a strong team, but there's nothing to get excited about. This is a 5.
Go ahead.
5.5. Similar reasons. Miami's a wonderful town and a great team, is a little unbecoming, but it's not the worst thing we'll see.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because like a single inflamed drooping testicle is just not that metal.
Inflamed.
And this is all I can think of when I see
Or
this logo.
Engorged.
Engorged. Actually, engorged is metal. Inflamed is not. Engorged is metal. I'll bump it up to a 4.
Oh yeah, I should write that down, shouldn't I? All right. Next is the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks were founded as the Black Hawks around 3 small settlements on the border of Illinois and Iowa in 1946. By 1951, it moved up north to Milwaukee. What was the Wayne's World joke we were making about that already? And anyway.
Then, it means the good land.
Yeah, Milwaukee. And then St. Louis in 1955. The NBA Hawks franchise finally settled in Atlanta in 1968. In 1972, the famous Pac-Man Atlanta Hawks logo was developed, and it's now back as part of the basketball club logo again. There you go. There's Pac-Man.
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah,
this looks like a high school.
This is offensive.
And yeah, I mean, it looks like an upset Pac-Man who's like, you know what I mean?
He's like
This looks like some rough draft that got commissioned along with 12 others, and they just said, "Print it, we're done."
It just sucks.
Atlanta, kind of a metal town. You know, they got prog power.
The kerning is fantastic.
Yeah,
kerning is great.
Hawks are metal. This logo sucks.
Clubs are not metal.
And the font on the old Hawks jerseys was so amateurish in a very early thrash way.
Oh.
They're old. Okay, if you look at some of their older logos, I gotta figure out the best way to display these. There's a hawk clutching a basketball, which I feel like is not good for the basketball.
No, but it's still better as a logo.
There we go. There's a hawk playing basketball, like they gave it thumbs. I don't know if you can see that.
That's a ripped hawk too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more down with that.
These are better.
There's one where it looks like he's just holding the ball and he's wearing knee pads. Like, I like these old cartoony logos more than the Pac-Man one.
Yeah,
I don't mind that. The simpler Pac-Man one, that's terrible, but it's okay.
Yeah, this new one, it's just so bland.
I like how they made the hawk angrier by rotating it a little bit.
And they added the one pointy thing. You know, it's like they're like, this looks cheap. Let's add some lines. Just added just a bit of definition. It doesn't help at all.
Yeah. A 3. Give it a 3.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hawks have the second longest final drought in NBA history.
Oh, failure's metal. That's gonna bump mine up to a 2. I mean, a 4.
They haven't been in the finals since 1961, and technically that was when they were still in St. Louis. So they have never been to the finals in Atlanta. But then they weirdly have made the playoffs many times. So they're like just good enough to blow out in the first round of the playoffs. I'm sorry for all the Atlanta Hawks fans out there. You're a 3.
Growing up a Washington Capitals fan, I'm comfortable with failure, so they're a 3.
All right, next up is the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic NBA team was established in 1989 as an expansion franchise. The Magic logos have that Disney Magical Kingdom look with its iconic star ball. It looks to me like Sonic the Hedgehog.
It does. It does.
It's like the New England Patriots logo.
I'm more okay with this. Like for one, Magic it is inherently not metal. Like there was no way to make this metal.
It could be fantasy metal.
Yeah.
Power metal.
It'd have to be more flowery for that. Like there'd have to be.
I think it's like Magic has to be incidental unless it's black magic.
Yeah,
or very crass.
Yeah, if
this is neither.
If this had Orlando Magic, like black magic spell number 26 or whatever, then it's metal. But like, I don't know, for it to be like power metal, we need like Roy Khan's bare chest, something here, to really like drive up the floweriness.
All right, I've got a better name for them. The Orlando Papyrus, containing the spell to preserve its possessor against the attacks from he who is in the water.
Wow.
Perfect.
And
10 out of 10.
That's how you use magic.
10 out of 10.
Like the only thing in the city not named after the orange juice guy.
Well, funny you should mention that, Doug. So when the team was created, the Orlando Sentinel held a contest to name the team, and the top 4 were the Heat, the Tropics, the Magic, and the Orlando Juice.
Yeah.
What?
The mascot,
what year
Dr.
was that?
Phillips.
That was
80. Was.
So it was 89.
1986
What?
or 87. Before, 86 is when they chose the Magic as the name.
Juice would not have stuck around after a certain incident involving a white Bronco.
I mean, that's probably true.
Not only that, they're the Orlando Juice. The OJ.
Sunshine in a glass.
Oh
Oh, damn, that's so perfect.
I don't know. I will give the Orlando Magic a 4. Like it's making do with what it is.
I am too, but I'm also going to lower the Hawks to a 3.
Okay.
I'm still calibrating, as Doug would say.
Yeah, like if this were more flowery, it would up the metalness. Because
what if I told you that their mascot is Stuff the Magic Dragon?
I love it.
Yeah, I love it, but it does not affect my.
It
does not change my score.
What if I told you who was mascot of the year in 2016 and 2017?
Well, what happened? Why did he lose his reign?
I don't know. Jazz Bear took the crown.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Spoilers.
Oh, wow, you can literally live in Dr. Phillips, Florida.
So if they were the Dr. Phillips juice, would you be all in, Doug?
Yes. And I'm mixed on these colors because it's like Orlando at night, and that's kind of, I guess they play the games at night. I would have really leaned into golden, all that orange juice. That's a 4. Orlando's an underrated city, I'll say, though. Nice place.
It's the late 80s. They were trying to get away from stereotypical colors. I think it's a little suspicious that Doug is wearing the Orlando Magic colors right now, but I like the older logo type where they had the A as a star and they had a little star dotting the I. Yeah, it's Orlando. Again, it's not great, but it's not awful. I would put this comparable with the Hawks. I'd say it's a 3.
All right. Next is the Charlotte Hornets. Started NBA play in 1988. In 2002, team manager George Shinn moved the franchise to New Orleans. Charlotte was granted a team immediately and began playing as the Bobcats in 2004. Yep. What a shitty name. That's a high school team.
It's better than the previous name was the Goldthwaits. So it's
boo.
In
Turn off his mic.
After much negotiations, the Hornets nickname was brought back, as well as team history from the previous Charlotte Hornets franchise. The Hornets reclaimed the original colors with an updated logo. There's a version that does not have the words in front of it, and I think it's way better.
That's badass.
Even though, like this,
you can see all of its thorax.
And it doesn't have the blurring, which puts this close to a 0 automatically.
No. Like here's the thing, though. Like, this is one of the only logos that we've seen so far. I mean, there's been a few.
Oh my fucking god!
This is one of the only ones that does not have a direct reference to a basketball on it. This could be anything. Which I think
that thorax looks a little basketball-y.
It's a little bit, but I mean, it's also, I don't know, it's a hornet ass. I mean, what can you do with it? I like this. I actually like this. It's threatening. It's centered.
That hornet is fucking pissed.
Yeah. And I do think we underplay in sports in general the menace of insects. People are fucking scared of insects. If there's a hornet in your house, you'd be running out of there. The largest, strongest of men. If Shaquille O'Neal is sitting around his farm in his big rig truck and a hornet flies in, he's freaking the fuck out. And he's 8 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this.
Charlotte, mostly known for its airport. Like, what else can you tell me about Charlotte other than the Hornets?
Right.
NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Okay, what else useful can you tell me about Charlotte?
Nice downtown that they put up in 2006. That's dead after 5 p.m. I like Charlotte, though.
Because everyone's at the game, I guess.
Yeah.
And at least the team's in fucking Charlotte, which is a big city that used to be a whistle stop, instead of Raleigh, which is still a whistle stop. Just people with money and education.
I also like that they had the guts to call themselves the Charlotte Hornets rather than the Carolina Hornets.
Yeah, good point.
The Panthers play in Charlotte too, but they're fucking cowards.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like it. I like pointy guitars. I like pointy logos. This is pretty pointy. They managed to make even the S pointy. So, I'd say it's pretty metal. Let me see. Pistons, I gave a 7. Raptors, I gave an 8.5. I'm gonna have to say this is as metal as the Raptors, because the Raptors, their logo had the violence on the ball. That's what the Raptor did. This guy doesn't fucking care about basketball. He's gonna sting you.
Yeah, he has no,
he has no business being around an inflated ball.
That's right.
Yeah.
So because of all the danger, it's an 8.5 for me.
It's an 8 for me. Yeah, like this is perfect. He's angry. His wings look. Even his wings are pointy. Perfect. And the half of his face is shadowed.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. He's like Phantom of the Opera, mysterious, angry. Perfect. Yeah.
I'm going to give it an 8.5 and then take a point away for the blurring, which is offensive.
Is there blurring?
I'm not crazy, right? There is blurring on the wings, which you couldn't ever do on the jersey.
It's not quite there. It's very close, but it's not quite in focus. And it's somewhat of an optical effect, but it's also not working. He's right about that. I'm going to give them a 9 for something we haven't quite touched on. So when they Cleveland Browns themselves, in which they just created the team that left, they made a mistake. They called it the Bobcats, but then when they had their opportunity, they tripled down on purple and teal, and that's metal as fuck. Maybe the first time it was like 1988, purple and teal made sense, but in 2015, they said, "Fuck you, bring back the purple and teal," and so that's why they're getting a 9 from me.
All right, next up is the Washington Wizards. Let's see. The franchise first played the first season as the Chicago Packers before changing its name to the Zephyrs for its second season in 1960.
The Zephyrs?
Yes. In 1963, the team moved to Baltimore, the city
they sure did.
Military history, and became the Bullets. In 1973, the team moved to neighboring Washington and became the Capitol Bullets, then renamed itself the Washington Bullets the following year, not wanting to propagandize the murder weapon, and this does not say is when DC was the murder capital of the country. The Washington Bullets changed its NBA team nickname and logo to Wizards in 1997.
All right, the name change was paternalistic and offensive.
Mm-hmm.
I have to acknowledge that the Baltimore logo with the bullet firing and like shattering the basketball does make me a little uncomfortable. So I'm fine with the logo changing. The only benefit to the Wizards name is it's alliterative, like the Bullets were for Baltimore. Yeah, that one.
That's a great logo.
It is, but I have a hat with that, and I'm uncomfortable wearing it because it's going to cause trauma.
Okay, yeah, that's not a going out hat.
Yeah, I always liked the Bullets logo with the hands.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not very metal.
It's not.
And this whole, because they're the Bullets in everything but the name right now. This at least has the Wizards printed on it, which is different than what they were using for the last few years.
Right.
Oh, wait. That's awesome.
Yeah, see,
I want that logo.
Everyone wants the... Oh, yeah, that. Yeah. And this is when all the teams were the same colors. The Capitals, the Mystics, and the Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the current Washington Wizards logo is all Washington and no Wizards. The old Washington Wizards logo was all Wizards and no Washington, and I think it was better. It's got the wizard. He's got a forked beard. He's got a wizard's hat. He's got magic coming out of his finger. On his other finger, he's spinning a basketball while emerging from a moon that's also basketball somehow. Like, everything about this was great. Now it became bland and corporate, and the only thing remotely metal about this is the word wizard, and that's it. That's all you get.
I mean, there's a wand, and it's, but I mean,
that's also the Washington Monument.
As a Washington Monument.
Yeah, but I mean, it's supposed to look all like, oh, maybe is it just pure Washington? I was interpreting this.
There's no wizardry in that at all.
I was interpreting it as a wand.
You're saying,
yeah.
I can see it as a wand, but I bet that's an accident.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm giving the old timey Wizards a 9, and I'm giving this one a 1.
So what does that average to? I guess
no, it's still
4.
I'm not. We're not evaluating defunct teams yet.
That's
logo.
true.
It's a rock. They're in a rock and a hard place because they'll never do what 70% of their audience wants.
Right.
Okay.
And this being a metal podcast, I'm not going to acknowledge the obvious parallels to another Washington team. This podcast took a definitive position on the opposite way.
We did.
Also, Michael Jordan played for the Wizards, and that's not going to get him above a 1.
Oh, but it does validate the Wizards' name a bit.
Yeah.
See, I have to give this a 2.
The grand tradition of losing, if I recall, badly, even when he played also.
See, I have to give this a 2, and a lot of that is the disappointment at realizing that this wand thing is probably not intentional. And how much of a horrible loss it was to lose that wizard logo.
That's right.
All you had to do was like have him, instead of jumping off a moon, jumping off the Washington Monument. You're done. Then it's Washington.
Or the Capitol building, that's round.
Yeah, anything.
And how much do you want to bet, Matt, that the 3 stars on this represent the wrong 3 things?
You're absolutely right there, Doug. Now, I know we're not doing the NBA, the WNBA yet. I know we will. But the WNBA logo of the Mystics still retains some of the magical mysticism. But I think that's the wrong direction. There's a middle ground between the cool Mac Moonman style wizard guy and this bland corporate garbage. You know, if you can't name them the Bullets, you know, what are we doing? We're just pretending they're the Bullets. We're wearing Bullets jerseys. We're just I'm just gonna give them a 2 and sadly move on. At least being a 2 team means that I can go to a Wizards game, enjoy some NBA action, and get changed back on a 20.
And rarely be affronted with the name Wizards because they don't show it.
Nope.
It's a 2.
Are these the
colors are good.
Washingtons?
All right, that wraps up that division. Next one, Northwest Division, starting with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota Timberwolves joined the NBA in 1989. The current Timberwolves logo includes a wolf head shown howling, the act of which is the glue that keeps wolf packs together.
I need to know, is there a 3-wolf basketball moon for the Minnesota Timberwolves?
There will be now.
This is really important to me.
Here's the logo they stopped using. A giant wolf emerging from an evergreen forest.
Yeah.
Now
It's a little scary.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's menacing. There's teeth. Like the current logo is just like cute dog teeth. Not.
I mean, this is also something that we could find on Furfinity. It's hedging a little too furry here.
I'd also like to note that the A in Minnesota is just an upside down V.
Oh, it is.
Like,
holy shit!
like, look at the V in Wolves. It's the same.
You're right. He's absolutely right.
They got a sale on them letters. You can only buy 10.
Wow.
Think of all the ink they saved.
It's just that one line.
Yeah. You know, a little goes a long way. I kind of like the he's howling at the basketball moon. You know, I guess the basketball moon was available after the Wizards abandoned it.
well, wait. Is it a moon actually? Like, what is this green thing? Is it a star?
That's a
is
star. So there is a version. There is a version.
The basketball sky?
There is yes, it's a basketball.
This is like
something. There's a version without the. There you go. Without
this is basically
the sky.
This is like a stained glass window.
To the something Minnesota. Isn't this the same thing, the Wild jersey?
It's similar.
Kind
the
of.
North Star. Is that
Yeah, it might be.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. That is the fuck you North Star. I think you're absolutely right. I would like to posit that the Minnesota Wild, the Timberwolves and the Wild, but the Timberwolves are owned by Young Earth Creationists, and this is their representation of the firmament. reminding us that there is a dome over our flat Earth.
I can't tell if you're serious.
I mean, if it could be true.
Isn't this like this is like Discworld now, or like or this is the other side of Altuin. Here we go.
Well, I like the basketball sky. Wolves are metal. It has the name Tim right there, and then it almost has brew in it. So, so I'm going 6 on this.
Yeah, I think 6 is a fair score. Like, and I mean, it's kind of like delightfully canted, you know. And yeah, you know, I think if you drew a line down the middle of that text, it would go right through the wolf, which is very satisfying.
And that would kill the wolf, though.
It would kill the wolf. That is the only problem with doing that.
Now, I do think that they have been moving in the wrong direction. So if you find some pictures from the Kevin Garnett era, they had Timberwolves on their jerseys written in what I would call a werewolf font, like a spooky, pointy font. They're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, this is easy to fix, though. Think if you put like a trickle of blood coming down that mouth, 100%, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's worth a few points right there.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's all you'd need. So
their mascot's name is Crunch the Wolf, who does have a Furfinity page for sure. They're not great to me, but they're not bad. I will give them a 5.
Do we need to count Minnesota against them?
Well,
they're not representing their city; they're representing the state.
And I'm pretty sure this is Minnesota.
That is a good point. We do.
do any of the Minnesota teams represent Minneapolis specifically?
The Vikings. No, wait. What?
Minnesota Twins.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, it's all Minnesota.
Yeah.
There's a systemic failure.
Yeah. So can we penalize them from that? Yes, I'm going to deduct a half a point. They're a 4.5 now. Grow some balls. Some wolf balls.
Furry ones.
Be the St. Paul Timberwolves. I dare you.
They're strangely maximalist in the number of colors they use, given that 3 of them are about the same. That's pretty. Get that right color in there. Yeah, it's a 5.5.
All right, next is the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz NBA team started as New Orleans Jazz in 1974, which makes so much more sense.
So much more sense.
As the undisputed jazz capital of the world, the city embraced their basketball nickname. In 1979...
Oh, you're not talking about Salt Lake, right?
Ownership moved the team to Salt Lake City, Utah. Despite no history of jazz music in Utah, the team kept its name. The current jazz logo is a modern take on the original classic logo with an emphasis on the jazz word mark and the name of the home state embedded above the nickname. Above the nickname? Yeah.
This is bullshit.
This is absolute fucking garbage. It's not a good basketball. It's not a good music note. There's nothing jazz about it, and it's Utah. Like, everything about this sucks. It's a 0. I don't want to look at this very long, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 0 and move on.
Wait, I mean, you got like clip art of a basketball with a with a bent check mark coming out of it. Like, this is just some lazy ass horse shit. I'm angry. Yeah, this is a 0. I agree. This is offensive.
It's like Utah a sports company in suburban Salt Lake City was told to do a Brooklyn style logo.
Yeah, but somebody approved this too. Somebody said like, "Oh yeah, this is the one." It's
so half-assed, which is more punk. Yeah.
But not only that, okay, like the bottom of the. Okay, you'd expect the back edge. All right, so look at the basketball where the check mark is connecting and like the right edge of that check mark, I would expect that to be coincident with the section of the basketball one lower, right? So it looks awkward to me.
It does.
It's not. I don't know. Maybe it should be straight, instead of slanted. It's not well economized.
Can I show you the better older logo that's also bad?
Oh, that's way better though.
It is way better, but it's also bad.
On my screen, your video is reversed, so it says Hatu instead of Utah.
The Hatu Zaj. Now that's a team.
Yeah, our wonderful free software here doesn't let me mirror my own video for me. So for the video this is the behind the scenes stuff everyone likes. So the video capture has to look right for me, so it's backwards for all of you. So that's right. Every time you watch a Podcast Them Down episode, everyone is suffering except for me when they have to read my screen.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are all wrong. First of all, before I begin my Empire of the Sky-like rant, you need to open up your Google machine and type in Jazz Bear and see their horrifying nightmare of a mascot, particularly the picture in which he's holding a baby, and I am sure he is about to eat said baby. Jazz Bear is horrifying. He's a living nightmare machine.
God.
He looks like Five Nights at Freddy's. Like,
yes, but he's real, and he will haunt you. He will haunt your dreams. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I'm very disappointed in the fact that there's nothing more metal than just taking something and appropriating it without any due course.
Oh my God, there's the baby one.
I love how his headband just says bear.
Yeah, that's all it needs to say.
Like he wouldn't know. Just it almost looks like Bean.
Yeah, he did.
Is a little suspect.
They did just totally up and steal another city's identity.
The whole Utah Jazz organization is clearly a malevolent force, possibly in league with Satan. They are metal as hell. They have existed as a troll for 45 years. They've refused to just poke Louisiana in the eye every time they put on their uniform. They're a 9.
Okay, I didn't realize compelling, but I think I have to stick with my 0. However, I did not notice that apparently this logo is supposed to be a J.
Yeah, for Jazz.
It does not look like a J.
You can't see
the team name.
But because I'm looking at a picture of a guy playing basketball, and it says like, basketball note as. I was like, okay, so this is
the as.
It's just. Ugh. Okay.
See if they replace the J and the word mark and put the symbol there and add the symbol and the logo twice, that would work.
Yeah,
that's a 4. I agree with the cultural appropriation big metal in this case.
Okay, I agree. I think it's metal, but I'm going to liken it to The New Black by Strapping Young Lad. All right, The New Black is an album that is taking the piss out of popular music, but at the same time is popular. Right, it's the most popular Strapping Young Lad album, so it does a lot of poppy shit. But even though I acknowledge its cleverness, I still hate the album. Right, like I get what you're doing, but I can't stand it.
Okay.
So I think you're right. It's just too half-assed here.
What if I told you?
Because there's no room for cleverness in metal. There is room for half-assedness masquerading as cleverness.
What if I told you that in Axios Arena, on the paint, on the floor, they had a map of the state of Utah with just random basketball features?
Okay, I'm gonna bump mine up to a 1.
It's
Yeah, I guess
just a
that's the other
square
thing.
basketball.
Utah doesn't seem like a very basketball state.
Oh,
So
it's not.
It's like a double level appropriation. Anyway, it's a 4.
All right. The Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder NBA franchise was originally established as the Seattle Supersonics in 1967. The team's original nickname was named for Seattle's aerospace industry and usually shortened to Sonics. Later in the team history, it changed to the shortened nickname and became the Seattle Sonics. The team moved to Oklahoma City in 2008 and was renamed the Oklahoma City Thunder based on a shield shape. The Oklahoma City Thunder logo features the letters OKC over a part of a basketball, and the word thunder above it. Before we go on, though, I want to show you.
Stick.
I want to show you real quick. This is an old Seattle Sonic.
Now that's a logo there.
But so they're using the Space Needle as the I, but it looks like an A to me. So it says Seattle Sonax.
Sonax.
Maybe that's like the Washington accent. I don't know.
All right, I can sort of respect this logo because it looks like to me the Oklahoma City is ashamed in trying to run away from the rest of the logo. You know what I mean? So it looks like it's trying to it's trying to back up, make sure it's like, this is not my fault. I let them know, and I respect that here. Not me, not my choice.
So they're called the Thunder. Thunder isn't threatening; it's just loud. Like lightning is the dangerous part. Thunder's not dangerous at all. It's just annoying. Oklahoma City, right in Tornado Alley, there's plenty more storm related things they could have done.
They should have. Well,
this is so clean, but stylized to the point where this should be a soccer team logo. They should have. I'm sure it was a soccer team logo at some point, and then they just replaced it with the basketball. It's good enough. So,
see, they should have a guy falling to his knees, bleeding from his ears because of the thunder.
Wow,
that'd be awesome. There you go.
That would be amazing.
That would be incredible.
Or the tornadics.
Shield would have to do with thunder.
Yeah, this is very nonsensical.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 1. There's
if this is a professional lacrosse or LS team, it would be fine. It doesn't work in basketball though. So it's a 2.
I was with you until I saw Rumble the Bison. Who seriously looks like he could beat the shit out of Jazz Bear. And so I have to take this into account. Rumble the Bison is the hero that the 21st century needs.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree.
I would vote for this bison for any office.
You can meet Rumble. Rumble's story. For hundreds of years, the tale has been told around Native American campfires. A great herd of American bison was lost in the Arbuckle Mountains. Isn't that from Garfield? During a ferocious storm, the kind only Oklahoma can produce. How about the Oklahoma City storm? How about anything but thunder, the least threatening part of the storm? It's the only part of the storm that can't kill you. The lightning can kill you. The rain can kill you. The wind can kill you. The thunder can't kill you.
That's true. But I just like
I'm getting mad. I'm mad now. I'm gonna deduct their one and only point and put them down in the shitter with the Wizards.
Oh. But I ask you, like, what other team has a bovine mascot? I can't think of any. And we well established that the Buffalo Bills don't have a buffalo anywhere near them. I'm gonna give them a 5.
Anymore. Point of order. I apparently gave the Wizards a 1, so I'm gonna give them a 0 now.
Oh no!
I see what you're like. There are pictures of the bison where he looks like intimidating, but then when he's looking at you dead on, he looks sort of like an anime character.
No, but that's good. He's relatable. He but
that's not metal. Metal isn't relatable.
That's no. You don't understand. He's willing to be vulnerable. He's not like that psychopathic jazz bear. He understands. He could sing a ballad, or he could like thrash his heart out.
Yeah, metal is about creating barriers between you and the audience, and then saying you're relatable.
Oh,
being relatable it's also, is not metal.
Yeah, it's also about going all the way in one direction. Right? You know what I mean? Like he has to be like it has to be maximal cheese or maximal threatening. Like I feel like the bear is getting
the bear is very threatening.
Yeah.
Well, get ready because there's another contender coming up soon.
All right.
Who we'll need to talk about.
Oh, are you waiting on me?
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm still so mad at Oklahoma City. All right.
Why did you put the new Utah flag up?
Yeah, the beehive. Yeah.
Denver franchise was founded as the Denver Larks in 1967 as the charter franchise of the American Basketball Association, but changed its name to the Rockets before the first season started.
Immediately.
Yeah. In 1974, it changed its name to the Nuggets. Delicious. Okay. In anticipation of joining the NBA, since the nickname Rockets was already in use by Houston.
Okay.
Denver Nuggets' first logo was Maxie the Miner. M-I-N-E-R.
Okay, that's an important thing to put on.
Just hey guys, how you doing? I'm Maxie.
Hey, I got to be home by curfew. The 80s and 90s and early 90s logo of Denver skyline in a rainbow blocked colored design is still a classic. Oh, well, I feel like that'd be either a way easier or a way harder sell these days.
Maxie the Miner, by the way, looks like a ripoff of Yukon Cornelius from that
what
Rudolph thing.
Oh my goodness!
It looks like an early draft of a 70s cereal mascot. Like, are his ankles broken and his feet like twisted around the wrong way?
His shorts are really short.
Yeah, but this was the 70s and 80s. They all wore shorts that short.
Yeah, that was like the whole Magnum PI thing. Like that was as close to cleavage as Tom Selleck ever showed. So,
hey, looks like whoever did that Utah logo also did this Denver logo. Like the sterile decent one. Here's another sterile decent.
Yeah,
it's a mountain and it says Denver and Nuggets.
Okay, this logo is okay because there's pointy things on it.
Yeah, there are implements of destruction.
And there are sort of explosions on the side, but I feel like they're really weak. I don't know if those are supposed to be nuggets or like sparkles.
Do you think they're just sparkles?
Do you think they dug that gold basketball out of that gold mountain?
Well, but this is a key point, Mike. Where's the fucking nuggets?
Well, maybe those are the nuggets on the sides.
Or maybe the basketball is the nuggets.
Or maybe the whole logo is the nuggets and the little sparkly things is the luster from the logo.
There's proportion problems here though, because
There are.
think about how big a pickaxe is. Now think about how little that basketball is. Now think about how incredibly tiny that mountain is. But
Yeah, true.
I think they did an okay job about filling space, except for the negative space between the pickaxes.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I mean, this looks like an emblem.
got to take a step back because I think
Do we have to take a step back
the
to
word
the
nuggets
Denver Rockets real quick?
metal part of extracting metal Earth.
That's okay.
Yeah,
that's true
good.
as well.
There are rockets, and that's Colorado. Yeah, big rockets.
That's a rocket. That's not a space rocket. That's a destroy this bunker rocket.
That's what kind
on
of
a
rockets they
parabolic
have in
course.
Denver. I like how it's running and not using any of its rocket power. So, yes, extracting metal from the earth, exploiting natural resources. There's two implements that can kill a man on the logo. Yeah, I'm going to say this is all pretty metal. The only thing not metal is the word nugget because of its association with chicken. So I'm going to
But that is a big problem.
I'm going to give it a big solid 7.
7.
I'll stick with a 5. I think a 5 is fair because it's because the explosions / luster / whatever those are just so half-assed, right? Like,
Oh, you haven't seen, well, you have seen half-assed, but there's more half-assed coming.
no, Utah Jazz was not half-assed. That was no ass.
That was no ass, yeah.
That was
assless.
full ass.
Nah,
That was double ass.
you're out of control.
That was taking someone's
Yeah,
ass and bringing it to Utah.
It's a bell curve score of 5.
I don't know. They're not that great of a team. They're not that inspiring. They got rid of what his name, Miney Dave, and instead they have like Thunder the Mountain Lion or some Rocky. Fuck you, Rocky the Mountain Lion. It just looks like a Pink Panther costume. I can't give this anything more than a 3.
Okay.
Rocky does look.
Rocky sucks.
But there
even when they put him in the Rocky boxing shorts and gave him huge muscles.
I was like, he does have a 6-pack here.
I'm still picturing a squirrel. What is? Oh, it's just who cares? It's a or mountain lion or whatever. I am liking those abs. That picture is definitely on his Furpedia page. What was it?
Furfinity.
On NBA.com/nuggets, there is an article called Super Mascot Rocky, and Super Mascot is one word.
Yep.
Which is pretty awesome.
Well,
I'll take that.
And on that page, they give a stat for his tail length, and I am disturbed. Who needs to know that?
Yeah, but
that seems inappropriate.
He has careless disregard for the upkeep of the arena. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is driving a motorcycle on the court, which apparently he does a lot because here's another. Well, that's a bicycle, but still.
That's metal. Careless disregard.
Wait, hold on. He has a son. Inside story of the NBA's first and only father-son mascots. What? So
there's lore.
There's lore.
I'm sticking with my 7 though.
Yeah.
So Hooper, the Pistons mascot, appears to be Rocky's son.
What?
Seems odd. Can you do that?
Really odd.
Oh, okay. Okay. They're actually father and son, like the people that play them.
Yeah, no, but I would prefer to think that Hooper the wolf or whatever he is, Hooper the dog, is actual Rocky's son. Rocky the lion. Perhaps with the Minnesota Timberwolf.
All right. Last one in the Northwest Conference. This was a typo where I assume I typed it correctly. The Portland
Balzers.
Trail Balzers. The Portland Trail Balzers joined the NBA as an expansion team in 1970. Their nickname is an allusion to the Lewis and Clark expedition, which ended not far from present-day Portland. The Balzers team's pinwheel logo is a graphic interpretation of two 5-on-5 basketball teams lined up against each other. No, it's not.
That's a hurricane.
Yeah, this should be the Oklahoma City Thunder's logo.
Right.
They should just swap.
Why is this not the Oregon Trailblazers?
You know what? This is a better Carolina Hurricanes logo than the actual Carolina Hurricanes logo.
I mean, this looks like the logo for, I don't know, a tech unicorn. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you're not aware,
Portland Artist Collective.
Yeah.
For those listening, unicorn is a term used to describe like darling tech startups.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like, oh yeah, come and join the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah. And I like Art Collective. That's kind of,
this looks like the name and logo of some tech startup designed by the creator, the founder.
It's heartless. It sucks. Their G League team is much better. They even incorporate this stupid thing into a record. They're called the the Rip City Remix, which is, they just look awesome. Apparently that's a nickname for North Portland, I guess. There's a lot of stuff not to like about Portland in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's hard to look at this and give a shit. That's the best way I know to describe it. It's just very milquetoast. It's bland.
There's a lot of wasted potential here. They could be blazing. It could be like a lumberjack, like thundering his way through the forest, or some white guy from the east with dysentery, or
and then that should be the Oregon Trailblazers, not the Portland Trailblazers.
So they missed on the name. I think that would be a good time to use the state name. Yeah. Missed on the name. They missed on the logo. They missed on the aesthetic. This looks like, some like 70s concept art that no one got then and they're still using now for some reason. Now, this is a Portland has a lot of good metal, so I'm going to give this a 2, but it has a lot of bad metal too, so I'm going to give it a 1.5.
You guys are putting too much thought into this. Passive disinterest. Mike was right. It's a 3 and move on.
Look. If they had done Oregon Trailblazers and then the logo is like a pixelated, overturned,
a pixelated, that's brilliant.
Yeah, pixelated, overturned cart in a after having tried to ford the river.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like a burning police station or something.
Wow.
No. If you read the news about Portland, that's a really funny joke.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm making video game references.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of the Oregon Trail, and to bring us back on track, yes, I liked fording every river. I'd only buy bullets. I'd ford every river, no matter how deep it was. I would kill every buffalo I could see, even though you can only bring back 200 pounds of meat.
Yeah, and I would double up on oxen. Because I don't know, it's like, well, we better have a spare oxen.
Yeah, so you could go real fast. And then you set your rations to meager and your pace to grueling.
I bet I could. There's got to be an Oregon Trail port that I can play instead of sleeping tonight. There it is. First thing. The Oregon Trail game. Okay, so this is a really lazy team. Guess the name of their mascot.
Blazer.
Too creative.
Traily.
Too creative.
Porty.
It's the cart. It's just an ambulatory cart.
Blaze the trail cat.
What?
And it's literally Rocky the Mountain Lion, the same mascot kit, just in white and gray.
Can we borrow your extra suit?
But they have a second mascot.
Do they?
Which is a Bigfoot.
They have a Bigfoot?
That's cool.
I mean, that's cool.
That's worth half a point.
Beanie wearing Bigfoot.
Holy shit, his name is Douglas Fir. Whoa. Hold on.
See, someone gets
Hold
it,
on.
and they're trying to be the change they want to see.
Oh,
Someone gets it.
He's an additional mascot.
If they could make him blurry at all times, I think that'd be great.
You all have put more thought into this team
Than the people of Portland. Whoa. Douglas Fir is out of control.
He's got his own Twitter account.
Holy shit, he's too happy.
I believe you mean X, the site formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
His first tweet is "Sup." The name's Doug.
His first Zeet, please.
Zeet.
Wow, this is a this is a Titanic revelation. I have to give them a 4 now. That's pretty great.
Okay, another tweet. Just went to get a mani-pedi. Apparently size 19 feet. Don't fit in those tiny spa chairs. Shrug emoji.
All right. I think that wraps it up. Let's get out of here. Until next time. Shit. Metal Nation, ford every river and die of dysentery. Cast them down.
His Twitter handle is @DougieFur.
I can't see the original one or what he's replying to, but he replies to Blitz the Seahawk with "Sorry, but I'm vegan."